Hello and welcome back to part 2. So, what I forgot to cover. Red and green, you can find werewolves. And you can find demons in black mana, as well as finding vampires in red and black mana. Though vampires are, again, a major thing in black, and elves, while primarily green, can also be found in the colors of white and black, and I think a little bit of red, but I'm not sure. Anyway, welcome back, and I'm just gonna, in this video, finish up what I forgot to cover. So, when you mix the colors of green and black together, you have the worship of the natural cycles of life and death together. You can typically find gorgons in here, except for like one that also has a little bit of blue to it. There are only 13 gorgons as of right now. In the combination of blue and green mana, think of the focus that some people have for bettering the human race and evolving people beyond what they already are. That's green and blue. It also focuses on maintaining and preserving the state of life as is. Like medical science, you'd call that green-blue. Simply because A, it's science, and B, it focuses on nature. When you take white and combine it with blue, ever heard of a megalomaniac? Well, earnestly, I'd probably say that these guys are kind of the same, but they're more specifically control freaks. Let's see, I've covered red black, red white, red blue, and red green. I've covered green black, green red, green white, and green blue. I've covered black blue, black white. Well, black white is kinda religious in its own way. So that's black red, black green, black blue, and black white. I have also covered white blue, white black, white red, white green, and blue has gone with white, red, green, and black. So I guess that's all the 2 color combinations. I don't honestly know what the 4 color combinations would represent, or why there's even the possibility of those working together, because, I mean, it could happen, but it's not the best strategically, and, well, that's enough said. So, when you take blue and black mana and combine it with red mana, you basically have a horror film in the making at your hands. When you take blue, green, and white, you're focusing on utopian possibilities. When you take red, green, and black and put them together, it's basically nature's law of... Oh my goodness. Seriously, the cat's snuggling up to the camera. Hopefully I don't get any cat burglars. As I was saying, black, red, and green together are essentially the strong survive and the weak will die. White, green, and red, when put together, focus on being one with nature and using that to your advantage, sort of. Cats and hounds are creatures which can be found in all three of these colors. Foxes as well, as I've said. But that's not the only thing that they do. It's kind of like the idea of utopia, but more of a nature-based utopia. Because you have a little bit of control or stability, as well as having the elements of passion, rage, and pure nature at your disposal. It's basically like one of those survival shows or something in the form of a mana collection. Now for the wedges. Wait, I forgot one that's not a wedge. Okay, so you see these three colors, blue, black, and white? Generally speaking, those are the arbitration colors. Black's kind of the death sentence, white is pure justice, and blue is, well, practical practical detaining of hard to contain. You can also find Vidalkin and ethereal focused stuff in this as well, in this collection of cards. It's also the most frequent for enchantment synergy and some artifact synergy. artifacts are basically equipment, statues, and monuments. But that was prior to the existence of the Eldrazi. Now, colorless is basically anything from... well, colorless is its own color. Artifacts are things that don't exactly have a distinct color and can be used with any of the color combinations. Colorless casts are essentially things that come directly from the Blind Eternities, which is another way of saying outer space. Or in our world, the Blind Eternities would be a proportion to outer space. Okay, now we're getting into the wedges. Because you have like volcanoes, natural beasts, and the ocean and air together in the green, blue, red combination, you can find most elementals in here, with a few scattered in black. The colors of green, white, and black together focus on, like, it's basically, when you think about it, like, the more creatures you have, the stronger each creature becomes, or something like that. You could also say that about the green, white, red combination, but it's not exactly the same. The combination of black, green, and blue is all about, like, shady dealings and hidden debts, to say it in a nutshell. Black, red, and white put together focus in on long story short, berserking. And finally, red, white, and blue put together, though they seem like the patriotism colors of freedom and individual representation, are more interestingly about containing yourself and letting loose your rage and strength when the time is right. It also deals a lot with spell synergy and like instant sorcery type spell synergy, but that's like there's more than one way to put fish in a barrel. That's probably not an actual anecdote, but I just thought I'd use it because, well,